I need to fix our poor person's sleep schedule. Alright. So what I think we're going to do is have the character do just a little bit of mechanic skill because it's already 5 p.m. by the time I roll anywhere. We'll already be like fully spent. We do have a bunch of tools in the car, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drive this over to one of our wrecks. Oh, of course. Our character feels completely and utterly safe in their bed. Like, if a zombie shows up, we just roll over to the other side of the bed and let, you know, just passing over the bed take care of him. So this is the wreck we've been training ourselves on for our mechanic skill. You can tell by the fact that we have parts just discarded all over the ground that we've destroyed over time. So this is one of the mods I have, which is called Auto Mechanic. So normally when I go to do stuff, I have to right-click, left-click, wait, right-click, left-click, wait, right-click, left-click, wait. You get the idea. It's very tedious. All Auto Mechanic does is it does those right-click, left-clicks, one after the other, until it's done everything. So it doesn't give me any type of advantage, it just spares my fingers. If we were in a safe location, I could also fast forward with Auto Mechanic, which is something you can't do with Mechanic, because every time you right-click, left-click, you know, it's a new action. But even though we have been killing the zombies in the area, it's not to a degree I would be comfortable just going, yeah, let's fast forward, it's fine. That's how a run comes to a very abrupt end. In the meantime, we can go over some of these skills I've got. I'm going to let somewhat cover. So at this point, we've worked our way up where we are at 5.5 fitness, just a little bit over. 6.5 strength, just a little bit over. Our nimble is about 1/5 of the way leveled. We're at nimble 4, going on 5. The other skills I don't care about. Almost all of our combat skills are at least 5, with quite a few of them at 6 or getting close to 6, so that's really good. Carpentry is maxed out at 10. Cooking is, 7, making solid progress towards 8. Farming is at 6. Electrical is at 3. Mechanic is slowly creeping up. It's at 2. Tailoring, we're waiting on our next book, but it's sitting at a pretty 6. Aiming is 5. Reloading is 4. Fishing is at 2.5, and then foraging is at 3. So we're doing really, really well on our combat skills, our passives, and our agility. Crafting is coming along mostly all right. Survivalist is, survivalist is present. It's not good. Yep, carpentry 10. That big base we had that we were just at, like that was, we carpentried every last little bit of it. So like that gives you an idea how carpentry is not that bad to level. I mean, sure, our character is almost 6 months old, but that base is like 2 rooms. 2 rooms, a fenced-in area, and then some water barrels is what that whole base is. And we hit level 10 carpentry before we got halfway through the storage area. Hello, Knight MK8. How's it going? We're just killing some time with a little carpentry real fast, because, or not carpentry, mechanic skill, because we need to get to fix our cars, and it's too early for us to sleep, so we're just destroying a car wreck here by doing maintenance we have no business doing at this level. because we may be roughing up some of our cars quite a bit just because the zombie pops. But yeah, this is typically how I level my mechanic skill, is just find wrecks I don't care about and just practice uninstalling and reinstalling parts, since every time you fail it can cause damage to the part and all that. Yep. I think there's always a chance to fail, but there's just a much worse chance to fail. And each time you fail, you can damage the part, and the more you damage the part, like, all these parts laying on the ground for the most part, you'll see, like, these are just flat out broken, we can't even put them back in. Oh, no problem. But yeah, no, it's, when you're training mechanic, you can just take, like, I can go to each of these parts and say, I want to install the driver's seat, and your character will take it out the driver's seat, and there's a chance we fail at taking out the driver's seat, at which point it can take a, like, I think it's like 2 or 3%, maybe 4% damage or something like that. And you just can keep attempting until you fail, until you flat out break it. But as your mechanic skill gets higher, that'll be far less likely. And you can repair a lot of parts once you have enough mechanical and metalworking skill. Our character is terrible at both of those things, so you know we're just busting things. We're taking a car that was already crashed when we found it, like it's just in the road, T-boning another car that was just like present when the game started. So we're just taking it apart. And if we're good enough, we put it back together, but every time we break apart, we can't put it back on, so we just leave it on the ground, and that's kind of what's happening. But normally, I would have to sit here and each attempt go right-click, left-click, uninstall, right-click, left-click, uninstall, right-click, left-click, uninstall every 5 seconds. But we have a mod that's just sparing us those clicks. No. So what ends up happening is when you start the game, you'll sit there and say, I mean, there's a mod you can do that, but you'll start the game and say, okay, well, I want these positive things. Okay, so we finished doing this car. So I'm going to drop these tires on the ground because they're junk, and we can't put them back on because they're so badly damaged. But you'll sit there and go, okay, you create a character, you can name them if you want, you can randomize them if you want, that's all fine. But the next thing you can do is you can go, all right, well, I want to get, I want to get keen hearing. That's a good trait. So I choose keen hearing. It goes, okay, well, you owe us 10 points. Like, keen hearing, that cost you 10 positive points. You need to take 10 negative points to pay for it. And so I go, okay, all right, I hear you. So I'll take keen hearing, but I'll take slow healer, so I heal slower. And so it's kind of one of those ones where each of these have, like, positive and negative values assigned to them. So you have to take everything good you take, you're going to be taking some level of negative to offset it. For our character, and I do not recommend this build, it isn't a beginner-friendly build, it isn't an experience-friendly build, it is simply a bad build, but it's a fun build, for me at least. But I start my game as weak, obese, and unfit with slow healer. So my character has like an absolutely terrible time. Like, that has no fitness, no strength, no nothing. And then you get all these positives. And you can kind of fix most of those negatives, but I will caution you, the time it takes to get your fitness and strength up is... it is unrealistically you'll get them up to like max level. Let me just put it that way. It's not impossible, but it is unrealistic. Yep, it's absolutely trade-offs. And some of them are worse than others. And it's like one of the things that's nice about this game is you have with the sandbox, there's settings that can completely change the feel of the game. Like right now, the way we're playing game, and it won't seem like it, but we're playing on the absolute maximum possible zombie populations without mods. No respawn on the zombie, so when we kill a zombie, it's gone from the world forever. And there's a helicopter event, which I won't spoil that for you, but it's a thing that basically puts you off balance, puts some stress on you. Normally it happens only once per playthrough. We have that set to quote-unquote sometimes, which is it happens every 2 or 3 times a month. So it's constantly causing us mayhem. But otherwise, mostly just what there's the apocalypse difficulty settings. It's mostly that, just with the zombies turned up to ridiculous thing. And you may look around and go, but you said you have maximum zombies. Like, why do I not see any zombies? If you look at the bottom left where it says zombies killed, we're at 19,940, which is an absurdly high body count. So, there were lots of zombies here once in this part of town. Like, lots and lots and lots of zombies here. But after about 5,000-6,000 zombies killed in the area, it started getting pretty quiet, honestly. We don't see many zombies in these parts anymore. They still stroll in on occasion, like one will come in from the woods and, we'll swat them down, and that is what it is. Alright, that's a meta event. What you heard there is a gunshot on the resistance. Do you want zombies? I mean, zombies kill you. You can occasionally find good stuff on them, but otherwise, they'll trample your plants. They'll break your base. So, mostly zombies are not your friend. Now, in the sense, do I want zombies to be fun to... Hey, Mechanic 3. To fight and play with? Sure. I mean, of course. But I do like the idea that I can clear an area, because that's the whole gimmick of this run, is we've made it so there's the maximum possible zombies on the map, and our best estimate is there's 900,000, give or take, zombies on the map, and that's based on some slightly outdated numbers from a couple updates ago. So we don't know how accurate that number is, it's just that's the baseline, that's the best we've got. But, yeah, so we're only at 20,000, but our goal is to kind of, the quote-unquote kill them all. Realistically, we probably won't kill all of the zombies, because there'll be ones just hiding out in the woods that we'll never know where they are, or even that they still exist in the world, realistically. But to wipe out all the major cities and that kind of thing. To that end, we have wiped out the smallest city. I don't know what happens if I pause this in the middle, but yes, I owe you 5 push-ups. Yeah, let's just pause this. I'll do the 5 push-ups, and I'll see if we can just resume where we left off. Okay. Okay, cool. Kept going where we left off. Another thing I'll add on is one of the things that's really big in this particular game. This game, zombies are really, really dangerous. They're dumb as a box of rocks, but they're exceedingly dangerous. So if you played games like Left 4 Dead or State of Decay or 7 Days to Die, we're getting hit with a zombie, no big deal. It's fine. You just lost a little life. Not so. Any injury you take in this game whatsoever from a zombie has the potential of being lethal. If you get scratched, you have a 7% chance of getting zombie plague and dying. If you take a laceration, it's 25%, and if you get bitten, you are just a dead person walking. So you respect the zombies, because they can ruin your day in a big way. But yeah, like you can actually, with like the traits, for example, you can have entirely different like defined runs where a trait you choose will change the entire way you play the game. For example, there is a trait called Deaf. It basically wipes out almost all in-game sound, which is terrifying when there's zombies around that are super dangerous. Oh yeah, and then there's a mechanic called pull down, where basically if like 3 or 4 zombies are going to grab you at the same time, or I think it's 2 or 3 zombies go to grab you at the same time, they just yank you to the ground and it's just your character dies. The idea being realistically, if they allowed that to continue, one, you'd get chain stunned by all the zombies like pawing at you at the same time, or two, you'd be taking so many injuries that, like, just statistically speaking, you would have negligible chances of surviving without catching the zombie plague. But yeah, so you do have to respect the zombies. Okay, so we've done our maintenance on both cars. So with that, and by maintenance, I mean we've done our training on mechanic. Oh, you turn into a zombie and you wander the world. So people, depending on how they play the game, on whether I would describe the game as a roguelike or a roguelite. So you can have in the same world that you can just make another character and hop back into the same world and play more. If you do that, then it'd be a roguelite. Because, you can go find your zombie self, kill your zombie self, take your stuff back. If you built a base, your base is there. Alright, you do not get to play as a zombie, no. When you're a zombie, you die, and that character's in your world to be killed if you'd so like, but, they are an enemy at that point. But there's also a lot of people like myself who play this as a roguelike, where when our character dies, we make a new world. I mean, you can kill your friends who have outlived you. You just have to be more creative. Also, your friends will probably not like you as much after you do that. Well, I didn't say, like, you can kill them, like, it'd be more like the, killing them in the not as a zombie fighting them kind of way, but killing them in a, what if there's a little bleach in your salad? Or what if, hypothetically speaking, just hypothetically speaking, you were to, drive in front of where they were staying and blare the sirens in a car until a horde showed up and drove away. Stuff like that. I'm actually letting my character wash up, which is something I almost never do in the game, because we're not sleepy yet, and I do want our character to go to sleep and wake up when it's daylight. And basically what ends up happening is the hygiene does not actually matter too much in the game. There is a negative trait called hemophobia, where if you got blood on you, your character is just panics, nervous wreck kind of thing. But other than that, the only impact poor hygiene has is there's a higher chance of getting not zombie infection, but like plain old bacterial infection if you take an injury and you're filthy disgusting. But honestly, the regular, like the not zombie infection in the game mechanics is pretty mild and underwhelming. Like, I kind of wish it was more, not punishing, but it was more of a concern. Because right now, if you get, like, a regular infection, you just go, well, I'll just keep putting bandages on until it goes away. And then that's fine. And then the penalty it gives you is negligible. Alright, I'm fast forwarding at this point. This is taking too long. Part of the reason it's taking so long is we're wearing like 4 and 5 layers of clothing. Because it's 12 25 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's well below freezing. Well, and it's funny, when it's like gets to summer and it's like 90 degrees, you'll like run around with no pants on, or I mean, you'll run around with like just pants on. Yes, my bed is currently covered with katanas. Katanas are the, like, arguably the rarest weapon in the game. I think there's one gun that technically beats them for being the rarest, but basically they're extraordinarily rare normally. But because I have such high zombie pops in the world, I am just finding way more katanas than people normally would, because you find them, you know, stuck in zombies. I put the tools back already, right? Yeah. Alright, what is your dealing? Why are you not starting well? Like, is your engine damaged? What's going on here? Katanas as a Walking Dead reference? The battery is fine. I mean, it's probably just the fact that our battery is such a poor-shaped battery. Gotcha. Is that because, Yo-Yo, you said that's a 6 months later challenge? Where it starts? So you start in its winter? That makes sense. Yeah, because it's, supposedly after month 2 that they show up. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's also awesome that you got one right away, because it's like, alright, well, this is the way the run starts. Okay, and now back to our push, because we're trying to take the factory warehouse and all that. Oh, not gonna get this one soon. Oh, is it one of those ones you looked at like, well, there's like 100-something zombies around. I guess you get to keep your katana for now, buddy. Yeah, we have, up where we're at is, well, not up where we're going, we saw a katana, and we were very excited because that'd be katana number 9. Unfortunately, it was one of those things that the helicopter was going on. There was like 50, 60 zombies on us in an area that really wasn't great for fighting. And we're like, well, I guess you get to keep your katana for now, buddy. Like, I did manage to get a hit on the one with the katana with a shovel, but it didn't kill it, so katana's still at large. Yeah, to be fair, there's like, the shovel had a decent chance of one-shotting it, but most realistically, the shovel's got a 2-shot. Yep. Yeah, and that's actually why I was using it. I was trying to save the regular shovel for, like, if we wanted to do gravel or something. But I was like, you know, honestly, we'll just, like, we're literally going to the warehouse. We'll find another shovel. And if not, it's fine. I don't need the gravel very often. But yeah, the snow shovels are, like, in my opinion, I think they're just objectively not as good as a regular shovel. I think they actually have like lower damage and such. I could be wrong. I remember without decent weapon skills, the snow shovel is absolutely horrible to use, while the shovel is at least tolerable to use. And then you get decent skills, and then the shovel, you know, wrecks house. Okay, and there were zombies up here that we will want to kill on the way up, because we're not sleepy or anything yet, so we should go this way. Knock them down as we go, so they're not a problem later. And it will be unfortunate that when we get to this other road up here, I will have to slow down again, because your car can absolutely catch air off of zombie bodies. And then when it does, your car is in way better shape, or way worse shape, after that circumstance. suspension takes a hit, all that stuff. So be careful with zombie bodies. Alright, we'll just squeak past them. No, you see the problem is you launch and you end up damaging your car more and more. Well, you can get another car. It is such a bummer when you get like a really nice car and you end up wrecking it. And plus, getting into car accidents really hurts you. I'm also not entirely sure I follow the logic of the wise man who says if you're not out of control, you're not in control. I'm like, eh. I agree to disagree, I guess. So just mopping up these zombies that probably the helicopter brought out here. Because we want to keep this area as pretty clear of zombies as we're able. Because like if you remember that whole drive up where we saw like no zombies, the way we got there is just as we go up these roads for like the first, second, third, fourth time, we just keep clearing zombies, and after a good, you know, each time we go up and down, there's like less zombies, until you just don't see zombies very often when you go on the roads. So we do want to get to that point that way you can drive really fast without having to worry about damaging your car by slamming into a zombie at 55 miles an hour. Because shocker, slamming into zombies at speed does a pretty big number on your car. It won't outright total it at once, but it will damage it, and if you damage it enough, it will blow the engine. Or a tire, or your suspension, or something. Something will get broken. And then you get to get a new car. Because yours is busted. Hey, it's clear back here. Come on, guys. And as a reminder for people, tomorrow is when we switch over to RimWorld again. We do 2 days of RimWorld, then we'll be back to Project Zomboid for 2 days. Then we'll have our other games day, and we'll be back to Project Zomboid for 2 days. We do try and bounce around, kind of for multiple reasons. One, if I play just the same game endlessly week after week after week, eventually I will burn out, and that would be no fun for anyone. The other thing is, honestly, to have multiple games on the channel, that way if something happens with Project Zomboid, you know, it's better for the health of the channel that it's not just the only thing we do. So we mix it up. It's also nice because the other games day means we can have those games that are like, you probably don't want to stream long term. Like, it's just a game that doesn't have that level of replay value, or, you know, maybe isn't a great game for streaming or whatever. So it's a good day to do those one-offs. I'm pretty sure, I think I've decided this Thursday I'm going to do City Skylines. Because it seemed like people sounded like that would be something they would interested in seeing me playing. And it was a game I absolutely adore. And so I was like, you know what, that would be fun. Because Timberborn was a lot of fun, but I mean, we were #1 on Twitch with Timberborn both days we played. It's not saying much. Noita was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with Noita. It was great for everyone who hung out for that. And thank you for all the people who were constantly participating with the Twitch integration on that. And sometimes they were helping me, and sometimes they were making sure the run would be ended as fast as possible. The whims of chat. Valheim was fun. We didn't get as far as we possibly could have, but that's because I was kind of shirking the things I should have been doing to make sure things were secure, but you know, we're only gonna have the one stream, so. Do I consider boom rats helpful? It depends. Like, I don't have a huge problem with boom rats. Like, honestly, there are times they can be helpful. Like, for example, if you're doing the ideology where they don't like cutting down trees, if you get a boom rat to catch fire a bunch of trees, you don't get punished for cutting down burned trees, as I recall. Unless something changed, the burned trees are free game, so, you know, fire's your friend. In those cases, boom rats can be extremely helpful. Now, I don't think boom rats can be milked for chem fuel, but I know boomalopes can get you chem fuels, and that's good. I'm trying to remember. Can't the boom rats be trained into the point where they'll attack stuff? Like, I know they can't haul and all that. I can't remember if they were ones that they gave them attack and guard or not. Because if so, you could certainly attack people with boom rats. And then once the boom rats got in and got beaten up and knocked down, it's just setting everyone on fire. That said, it also means it's going to burn and destroy any of the loot you would get. But I wouldn't go so, like, they can be useful in a utility manner. Got more zombies. Because we do want to keep clearing the area, because eventually they will stop showing up. Alright, I think our brakes have gotten damaged over time. It's not stopping nearly as well as it did when we first got it. Not surprising, we've hit quite a few zombies with it at this point. What do you have? Screwdriver? I don't care about that. Looks like we have light fog tomorrow. Not a fan of that, but you know, it is what it is. part of the other reason why I want to kill the zombies here is they'll stand out in the middle of the road because that's where they hear the car come from and they won't know where it's gone. Which just means when I go to drive back, if I'm driving back in any type of hurry, or I just don't have good visibility because of rain or something, it just means we slam into a zombie, you know, denying ourselves another kill, because zombie kills by car don't count towards your count. As well as like it damages your car. Okay, and we have passed 20,000 zombie kills. So that's a nice milestone we've hit. I know for the people who were playing the, I think we heard, was it Insane Pop that was 100,000 zombie kills we're hearing? Or was that, the regular population was 100,000 zombies? You know, it'd be 100,000 and some change, so you don't have to, like, literally wipe out every single zombie in the map, because, again, that's probably entirely unrealistic simply because you wouldn't know where to find them. Like, you'd have the one zombie hiding in the corner of the map, just by a tree somewhere. They wouldn't hear you until you get really close, and there's just no way to get there. And thank you for everyone who's been tuning in, who's been lurking, chatting, following, subscribing, doing the bits, the hosts, the donos, the raids, and all of that good stuff. It all helps and I really do appreciate it. I do hope you are enjoying the stream. Yeah, so the RimWorld run we're in the middle of, that we're going to be picking up on tomorrow, is an Arco Nexus run. We have already finished the first phase of the Arco Nexus, so we have our first piece of the pattern, and we've made a pretty good start on our second phase. If none of that means anything to you, that's fine. It's just one of the endings. You reset your colony several times, bringing across just a few of the things from your previous reset before you ultimately win. So it's just a different playstyle. Like, I haven't done that one before, so it's like, alright, let's do this ending. I want to see it. Okay, we just keep inching the car forward a little bit. Stop, see what shakes out of the woods. Move forward, stop, see what shakes out. Rinse and repeat. It's all part of clearing the path. Because every zombie we kill out here is one less zombie we see, so just keep the killing going. But yeah, if anyone does have any questions about Project Zomboid, never be afraid to ask. There are no dumb questions. Even if you try and make a dumb question, it is possible that people will learn from it. If not, you know, we can all have a good chuckle. You have a shotgun, and I don't need a shotgun, but I will gladly take your shotgun shells as soon as we get a more zombies come after us. Because the shotgun is heavy. Also for new players, you'll notice I have a radio station going on the car that's saying, oh, the power's going to go, like, the power's out, here's what today's weather is, here's what tomorrow's weather is. That's the automated emergency frequency. I highly recommend that one of the things you do in your early game is trying to seek that out. Have I leveled up tailoring? At the moment I'm at tailoring 6. Unfortunately I don't have the expert tailoring book, so I haven't focused on it since then, because leveling tailoring without the book is awful and I would never wish it upon anyone. But I do have tailoring 6 at the moment. And I will probably level up more later. Just gonna drop them to the ground so I can find it easier. But yeah, tailoring is super powerful. Alright, Night MK. You have yourself a good evening. And thank you for tuning in.